March 30, 2021. This is used as another proof of MK Ultra when brought to Slovenia from United States of America between 1995 and, well, till August 2006. That's for 11 and a half years, during which supposedly I was absent from absolutely from Europe, and for that matter anywhere else in the world, with exception to Ecuador. I did, however, appear all over the world, as well as in Europe, especially, of course, in Slovenia. In my home city of Novo mesto, there was a young girl, beautiful, very beautiful girl, whose parents have somehow fallen for me. A lot of parents did so. Financial reasons were the main reason, I think. Or I have no idea. And some way, somehow, I'm gonna say it, my surprise, she too expressed interest in me. Oh, this is a very beautiful woman. She was younger than myself. What the hell? Who would not wish for something like that in life? And so I did. The romance started when she was like, I don't even know what the age was, but I can give you for the comparison. We knew each other since 96 at least, with the parents I'm talking about. So then I don't know. High school, went to become a dentist, which I believe she graduated sometimes, I don't know, maybe even in, I don't know, 2099, maybe something like this. As a present, her parents were very much interested, motivated in what they claimed would be a marital relationship between her and myself, have purchased a land, as just you're about to hear one of the employees, as I'm about to translate this video. A video I already have presented in Slovenian language. It's about a bit over an hour long. In area which was like a heavy MK Ultra area. It's an area where I would be brought and exposed to a lot of people willing to help. I, at that point in time, did not know what exactly help was, to be honest with you. There were so many beautiful women involved in it, some of which extremely wealthy. Some of the wealthiest women were involved in it. I'll just say wealthiest women were also involved in it. It's not that wealth would have detrimental or maybe even impact of any kind on me. I don't even understand myself, really, when I think about it. I was told oftentimes by many politicians, by all kinds of people, that I am very inappropriate, that this is such an opportunity and this and that. Paris Hilton was just one of them, and that I'm missing, screwing up opportunities. I'm just giving you this information for a comparison so that you get a slight idea. It was from royals to the wealthiest people in this world involved in this thing. That this relationship was of interest to me because of, I think, because of her beauty. I think physical beauty, I think that attracted me on her. parents bought this parcel. It was not very easy to collect the money for this parcel. I think the cost was like something like 20. It was expensive. I don't know, 20,000 something. I don't know what it was. And right across the street, you had another company, Harvey Norman, that appeared. It was somehow happening almost like at the same time. Actually, they did later on appear, this Harvey Norman. They were before the Harvey Norman, I think. Yeah, they were before the Harvey Norman. 96 led straight into her graduation. Like I said, for me, it almost appears as if I know her since from forever. She graduated, and this house, they didn't want to buy the parcel. They did the construction. They built a house. It was not exactly meant to be a clinic. It was meant to be actually a house, but because of this graduation, because of that kind of stuff, they added more money into it. Father was the one who was handling these things, and he said, what the hell, I decided that we're gonna go ahead and invest whatever. They probably did borrowed money too. Took extra credit and this and that, and now you have a beautiful house with even tenants. And the most beautiful about that house, beside her, of course, is that clinic, that dental clinic, because it's really small, but it's like space-wise very efficient and modern-looking structure. Very pleasant for the eyes, very pleasant for interaction, whether you would go for a private visit to a dentist or whatever. A nice place to come, a really nice place. Except that for me, over the course of the period of time, with exception of her and with exception of tenants inside of that building, whom I also know, a young couple, it was more like a house of terror. I have to be honest about it. Not because she would be guilty or because they would want to do something like that, but things went completely out of control. Things went completely off track. And so that sometimes, I probably estimate 2004 maybe, 2006, I found myself somewhere in a border between Bosnia and Croatia region, something like that. And there was also a girl that was interested in me and this and that and tra la 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 la, another one. I am telling you, ladies, it was like thousands of them. I did not know why they want me to learn about buildings. It sounded to me all the time I heard about psychologist, psychiatrist. And that sounds good to you? No. Somebody tells you about sirens. Somebody points you out at you find yourself in a hospital and you have all the time next to you psychiatrists, psychologists, and so on. At least most of the time. Oftentimes, I should say, not most of the time, not really, but oftentimes, probably time-wise, maybe even 20% time. That's a lot. I estimate between 10 to 20% time. That's not pleasant. You are interacting with a foreign and domestic psychiatrists, psychologists, which most of them are not very nice at all. You hear a lot of threats, you hear stuff that you would only come across by reading books, like a horror movie type of books. Like, I understand Paris Hilton wrote a book, a bestseller, became a bestseller, I think, what, 2005, something like that. It was based on this shit here. Wrote one through observation, a lot of Hollywood stuff that happened. A lot of actors, directors interacted with me to see how human reacts to certain situations and stuff like this. They got the feedbacks for all kinds of characters, scenarios, and so on. Not in my slightest dreams did I have intention to go about collecting sanity on the streets of Poland, through Ukraine, through Hungary, Slovenia, Croatia, Serbia, Russia. I had no idea this is what's gonna come to. Britain, basically, Germany, France, Italy, and so on. I had no idea this is what's gonna come to. I was pretty damn sure that these people want to drive me insane. More often than not, ladies had already their companions. They already had husbands, not only boyfriends. Some of which already were married for several years, and they just wanted to get like a feedback, idea, estimate from me about what I think, if she would be a good or not match, and so on and so forth, and why not, and effie, you know, this is extremely personal, extremely heavy. Actually, really, it's an area of torture. And especially when I learned that those, what I heard the story like repeatedly, million times, we decided we're gonna get married and stuff like that. This is when things would get loose. I would just use anything possible to insult back. And then I understand there was all kinds of stuff. Probably even people that, with some people probably that got insulted, whatever. Not something I take easily. If it wasn't for these people that got insulted, hurt, rather insulted but hurt, that's what hurts me. It's like I said, I would be a totally different person right now. I would send, honestly, everything to hell. But because of these people, because there were people that got hurt, I have to behave different, because I have to take into account that people did get hurt, people got killed, many. And so I can't be the person otherwise I'm thinking sometimes I should be. I just can't. The girl, I think she graduated, in video you're gonna hear me like 98, something like this. She actually, I think, graduated, to be completely exact, I think even in 2000. I think they started already with someone, actually maybe even in 2001, maybe something like this. I think there was a dentist, something like this, that it was something like that. And she took over, something in that sense. But I got this feeling that she was already 98, actually 98, 99, because I would still come in and interact with her, like very seriously when I would be brought here. I was very motivated and I was serious about this. But the thing about it is that as years went by and politicians were changing my image according, I should say, perception, public perception according to their needs, taste. Like such was the case, let's say, with this girl that I met her again. Two girls that were at the same time. You don't get to hear them. One you don't hear at all. The other one you actually hear. So it doesn't matter. But I know both of them. She is somewhere from Bosnia, Croatia. She was involved already, for sure, in 2004. And I think she's the one stronger one. Aleksandar Vucic knew everything about me. It wasn't Aleksandar Vucic only. This is MK Ultra. What can I tell you? This is a book. This is your file. It's everything written, what you have gone through. It's what I was told time and again. You have to do already so much. We got you again, you're gonna have to do, because we got you again, you have gone through this, 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 and so we added all this to already the stuff that you have gone through. If you don't complete this whole thing, you are dead. And so they created a case like this that they have given out one to people who participated in this case, and so they get to see exactly the progress. And people who participated in this case, especially test subjects, will not let go of this stuff because they believe, every one of them believe, they're entitled to whatever they have gone through, to see through me or whatever, I think. And then of course you have this usual suspects that they would just prefer this to never even exist, and so on and so forth. Aleksandar Vucic learned about that this girl, young beautiful girl, therefore not from here, most likely from Bosnia, from the northern western part of Bosnia, probably some Bihać area, maybe something like this, Prijedor, maybe something in that area, that they offer, and I rejected or whatever. And the only thing this guy was looking for, chetnik, was sentiment against me, because he needed one. He needed one to example someone different, as we Slovenian people, as Putin would say, we are genetically different. To whomever chetnik, a Serbian state, wanted to exterminate, basically. And those are predominantly, for the sake of the big Serbia, those are predominantly Croats and Bosnian people. So what he did was he waged against them a psychological warfare. Do you want better job? Do you want better life? Somebody who should be listed as a war criminal next to Slobodan Milosevic, next to Karadzic, next to Šešelj, these are all his mentors. He grew up with them. These are all his teachers, sentenced in Hague to life imprisonment, death sentences due to mass killings they have incited, committed. He became instead allowed to steer this shit all over this territory. In Croats, they did not know when he would be driving through. They used anywhere from silicone masks. He would have a doppelgangers that would commute themselves on a regular routes, and you have no idea one time who is sitting inside of the car that looks like him, same size, whatever, driving through. But through it all, it appears to me to have been more, because these people traveled abroad. They traveled, like Karadzic already was listed as a war criminal, as a wanted person in Hague. He still would go to Austria, and he still would go to Italy, and he had me next to him. That was like as if he would be granted immunity from persecution at the time, like he would have like a green pass because I was with him, the type of the case. I don't know, did they wanted to magnify, because they did magnify through the stuff like this. The police did observe him. They did not commit to arrest, not in Austria, not in Italy. I think they psychologically made choices like this to create bigger impact on their personal goals, their personal agenda through this case. Have used this girl by conditioning her life for better or worse with employment, and you folks know that employment is the number one thing. You know, no job, pretty much you're dead. In a region, Bosnia or Croatia, in that region, it's not a very industrial, it's not very, even wherever the industry is, when compared to Slovenia, it's not very promising, it's not very prosperous for individual when compared to what one could have life right here. So she went for a dentist. She used to be in apartment building here when they came here first, whatever that was. Became a dental technician and got literally the job inside of this clinic. You're not going to hear her saying anything. I absolutely don't have any kind of hard feelings. All through she acted against me with all kinds of accusations and stuff, and I don't know what kind of stuff. This is actually a beautiful girl. It's not that I would not. It's a beautiful girl. It's just that there's just so many women involved in it. So many things happened that I would really, nothing personal, I really was not willing to commit to that. And it's okay that she did whatever she was told to do, because by doing what she did, she secured herself an employment, future here in Slovenia. Later on she got kids. From what I remember, she was updating me. She got children, of course husband and children, and I understand she's doing very well. That's what I think. She probably is employed in this very clinic, probably already. If I would go time-wise, I would give her I would go even with, I would say 2006, 2008, if I would go time-wise. Then another thing is that pissed me off with a dentist, with a girl therefore, that was interested in me. In meanwhile, the girl, because of the way things became twisted, went from love into a totally different direction. Because at one point in time, Vucic entered inside in a scenario of this clinic. She got employees, staff. She increased staff, and I think that was sometimes like in the staff started to increase, through selected staff. She had other staff. They cleaned the staff, they transferred staff, removed staff, and it was another staff that they would introduce inside, and that's exactly the staff I'm talking about. Staff with a background that would, for me personally, if you ask me, I don't think so they would. I think the same thing as I think about that girl. Borut Pahor had a list, Slovenian president now had a list, and on the list he wanted to have the names of the people who would volunteer themselves to conduct torture on me, physical and mental torture, death threats, right here in this area here of Novo mesto. For every one of these people that would put their name on it, he would offer them a better position, a better employment, better paid job, and even easier job. There's a guy here from the village who suffered a spine injury, would be unemployed. Instead, he has a job right here at the Kirka Pharmaceutical. There's not much to say that he can actually do physically. Is not maybe, I don't know, high school or something like that. That kind of stuff I'm talking about. So there's no personal against any of these people at this clinic. Vucic became like seen like some kind of, through the traitors like Borut Pahor, became seen like some kind of grown up, like Yugoslavia president. You know, Yugoslavia, it should be Yugoslavia, the federation. You know, well, they're supposed to have more, right? It's supposed to have more person, more intelligent, more advanced, more whatever than others when compared to others, and others supposed to be more obedient, more I'm not going to say tolerant, but obedient, literally. That's what he became. He behaved toward Croatian president extremely dismissive, very insulting for my taste. But also thanks to the people from Ljubljana, that he was allowed to act in Slovenia like this when they would meet. And of course, I don't know what the situation was with the Bosnian people. Probably worse, whatever. That was like no comment. These people had no ability to whatever. No. Basically, he would go and select people and have them report to whatever location he would want, or goodbye, bye-bye. And goodbye did not mean that you're going to settle for lesser job, lesser paid job, or less prosperous job. It could mean that he would destroy you. He would get you destroyed. He had people like this here in Slovenia. Who the hell is safe from them? He had people like this in other areas too, and so on. So the person did not even have to, you know, there were Serbs did not believe him shit, but they did for their own financial standings, and also with the idea that they're gonna help. I do believe there was people like this involved in it. He just kept driving people like this into the case. The girl, dentist, sometimes in 2001, I think, 2002. She had an affair with another guy. It was a sex, this and that. And I knew what exactly that meant. What angered me was that she tried to push me, the girl, a nurse, a dentist also, dental technician I should say, that you're gonna hear, she's got a red hair, long hair, a really beautiful girl, wonderful girl. Due to, I felt that at the time, so that must have been really already sometimes in 2000 and earlier must have happened even. So it's 2004, 2005, due to compassion like she would feel like sorry for me or something like this. This is shit. No way that you could do something worse to me than like gonna give a fucking compassion like this. This is about the worst thing you can do. This was actually probably already sometimes 2003, something like that. Which I totally refused, with maybe even hell broke out, whatever, and because they did not understood what the, you know, then she probably even misunderstood. He got really upset one time with me. Psychiatrist Kapsch, Peter Kapsch, he became involved with Belgrade. He would go to Belgrade. His initial I'm gonna help you changed into don't even think about talking anything about that somebody was poisoned or something like this. Sometimes like in 2003, something like this. He would come from Zagreb area. I saw him, he was in Belgrade, he was in Serbia, interacting with these people. I was extremely miserable, unhappy, whenever I would appear on a scenario with this. It did not sound good to me. He insisted me that she's gonna go, that this is not the situation. At one point in time they presented that it was yelling very aggressive inside of this place. Vucic, this is how this is gonna be, whatever it is. They involved all the dentists in the city, the Novo mesto. It wasn't this dentist only. We were all over as a family. We were all the dentists in Novo mesto. And I can tell you which one is what. They, in the end, there were two dentists, according to the police of Novo mesto, that would not hurt me or my parents. That was she and another one here in the Blue Lagoon. All other dentists, whatever Vucic did, they swear to whatever, retaliate if I would only go to them and I don't know what. This is how insane shit this was. She, however, claimed that she went to Belgrade, that she's going to learn more about this stuff. What is going on, what this, what that. What exactly she was doing in Belgrade, I don't know. She was in Belgrade. Talking about a dentist. And there you have, that's a dentist. That's two other employees. Timing wise, the way I see it, the redhead girl, she was introduced in 2005 into scenario in her clinic. The other girl from another country who came here, however, settled in another clinic here in Novo mesto and worked there for like 2 years before she appeared in scenario here in this clinic. Sometimes I believe it was in 2006. How about that? Deal with it to the last second. Description of their past lives. I would not know if I was not the one who would go through this. Parents from the dentist from Gurm area. That's opposite side of the city. So deal with it. Proof that I don't know. She knows me. They know me. I hope they did not took no hard stands against me. The guy from Štajerska, from Maribor, this is a very nice guy who also appeared in the MK Ultra to threaten. It's not normal stuff that a guy like this would go and threaten. And then there is another guy. Listen, I'm not really interested in knowing about life, about guys. I was not interested. I was not stimulated in, unless it was something really interesting or whatever. But all right, I would at times. I would. Okay, but these are just the young guys. All right, what they basically were looking around to get was the same thing like I was looking around. Okay, they were looking for new life for women, and what are you crazy that out of thousands of people involved in this stuff that I'm gonna go and it's good. The police officer from Maribor that I identified at the spot of this incident where I was attacked here in this Berlin by Mr. Gedja and his son. It's good stuff that you remember stuff like that. But my God, I sometimes I wish I don't want to remember all this stuff. The point here is both are nice people. The other one really something threatened, whatever that was very aggressive. But it's impossible. It's impossible that I would go after any of these people. I would absolutely not. The thing about it is that it's only these people that know who they are, to be honest with you, because of what I already stated, because of the factors involved in it, because of the degree of the politicians, because of the level of the politicians. It's impossible for me to go and judge anybody. What I can tell you is that a lot of people that he was stuff that there was people that were going life threatening all kinds of stuff, and I don't know what. My God, blah 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 blah. They totally did the opposite when we met. I have to put some recordings on, folks. When they learned about who is what is, it was not anything like this. They were firmly on my side instead. It was stuff like this that it made me feel they would go after those politicians and whack them instead. No, it was stuff like this. So I don't know anything. This depends on the conscience of the human being, of the person. It's impossible to determine. I don't act impulsively. I'm an investigator, basically. I investigate. I match what I have experienced, what I have seen, if possible, and from the certain in the past, how they performed, whatever they were doing, and I match this with what I see. With as much as possible, I can learn from it. Then I, based on that stuff, then I make the conclusions and stuff and so on. I don't jump to any quick conclusions, act impulsively or something like that. I don't do this. That's all I wanted to say. That's 3 people, that's good enough. Alright, the dentist from Maribor, she was like, she teaching him something like this. No, this guy is a really good dentist. This guy is in this company for at least 5 years. 5 years he is. And the other guy is some kind of technician. I would rather say 8 years, but okay, for the safety-wise type, I'm going to say 5 years. The other guy about the same thing, maybe 2 years more or something like that, but 5 years, whatever, let's say. Before I left in 2018 to Poland, they did hijack me downstairs when I was in the room downstairs below. They got me. They got me. They brought me to her, and I cite her words. I am sorry. This is not what I want to do. This is not the stuff that I like to do. It's something that is just a matter of the contract. They hold her like this. Therefore, I don't know how financially how this is, what the state, Slovenian state, how all these things, how this works in between them, whatever they created, how the hell this is. But she did cause an injury on my tooth deliberately, remove the plomb again, yet again. It was a tooth. They destroyed me sometimes. I don't think at this dental office. There was another one we would go to. There was a tooth I had to emergently take out in 2006, which completely insane, destroyed. They played with it with a tooth, not only in this clinic, they also did in Poland. Watched what I have inside, this, that, unpleasant stuff under MK Ultra. In 2018, however, I clearly remember her apology to me in advance, that she had no choice but to do this stuff. The physician that you hear, dentist, told me all about the procedure of how it works. Already these machines that you hear, this tick 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 tick, you're gonna hear tick 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 tick, they already had this stuff already before, definitely in 2018, because he was giving me all kinds of how it works. And I think the guy was training at least in 2015. So this is not a new dentist or something like that. This is already quite experienced dentist. But she is a dentist mama over there at this place. She is the veteran. This is her clinic, this is her place. There is a young couple in there. Tenants wise. There is more. I knew them. That was another one. She tried to set me up with a girl. It was not my type, to tell you straight. And guys, different creatures, whatever we are. I pretty much know everybody. You gonna hear me talk about video recordings. Vucic took me sometimes in 2004 to Serbia, where he insisted in front of the computer that he gets to see the dental procedure. Took me to some room where the people would work and insisted, in fact, that this dental office is completely monitored, administered, observed from Belgrade, straight from the office, that my parents will be a subject to stuff I will be doing on the internet, publishing, with will all depend what you will be, this and that. I think eventually this might have been not in 2004, this might have been eventually sometimes in maybe even 2008. Why I say this? Because a Russian Gazprom the hell, it could be in 2004. They gave them like a whole command room with the monitors, because they do have this niche. In the niche they have a refinery, oil refinery, and they cooperate. The two they get oil from Russia. They completely coordinate, they monitor everything. And it was about that time also that we visited that, and he did not even say that, but when I saw that stuff, Putin told him, why did you even bring him over there? This does not concern him. Whatever was between Russia and Serbia did not concern me, important to remember, under MKUltra. The only thing that concerned me under MKUltra was whatever was between the West and East, according to Putin. He was angry at the Vucic at the time. I made an assumption that this is what the control room is, how they do it, how they see everything. I really started to believe this shit through this video recordings and stuff like this. He claimed in the light that there is a camera inside. Something that also employees later on would claim me, the same thing, that how this is going to be done. Claimed me that in the corner of the room also is a camera, that they see everything, what they're doing. Insisted me that the photos are gonna be eventually even compared, and all kinds of stuff like this. Photos which I did not took. In 2008, I 2008. I missed this for about 3, maybe even 4 years. It was not so early. Of course, I took an account that stuff demonstrated to me could have been placed, the Android could have been placed somewhere and recorded, that kind of stuff. But just to make sure, I did ask a gentleman, a dentist, about if they do this, because the dentist alone told me, therefore the girl I was interested in told me that about this whole procedure, how this and that, something that they were turning down, we don't do that, and then she became very, she appeared in scenario very angry with me. She insisted, yes, we do this. They don't know, but I do this for the quality assurance, for the quality purposes, whatever. Okay, so I say that this clinic probably must have been completed sometimes everything. Like in, I probably exaggerated, some like 2001, something like that. 2000. I don't want to go into details about the area because this doesn't concern me. I don't get anything. I have to ask somebody. Why would I go and just talk like this when I cannot use the proofs actually at my advantage? That's not really beneficial for me. But know that I do have a few more inside of my sleeve in case somebody wants to doubt. That's all I wanted to say about this video. Now I want to go and do basically translation, audio translation. So this is the daughter of this people, of this dentist, all through Borut Pahor, who was involved in it, insisted that she was not transferred to Ljubljana because they need her in the case and this and that. Slovenian politicians were big time involved in it, but not for any good, for no good reason really. She embraces social democrats, she told me, during MKUltra, whom I have hurled, sent to hell just yesterday. Tanya Fayon, I explained on my news site why and how. Let's go to video and let's go and I will translate this for you. Before I even go to video, I'm gonna choose the area to demonstrate to you where this is located. It's right here where you see this Harvey Norman, basically on the opposite side. This is something you cannot see. On the opposite side of Harvey Norman, basically, this is where this is. So basically, this here, this area, and the parents are from about, well, they had the house here too. This area here, it's called Gurm. So therefore something like that. So this is like an opposite side of the city, right? If you would match, it would be something like this. Something like this, and they are now at Harvey Norman, something like that. So that's a quite a opposite side of the city. You would not know all this stuff unless you would be myself. Maybe I even exaggerated a little bit with the completion of the clinic. Maybe the clinic was completed in 2001. Maybe I heard a little bit too much with the timing, yeah? Maybe. In that case, we can move that for about 2 years, something like that. Now let me go and do what I compressed into just 13-minute recording to give you an idea about these people. Know me very well, all of them. That's my father, the name. She calls him. Yeah, this situation with the tooth for my father, this was a very idea of Aleksandar Vucic on how he's gonna extort my writings. Putin was completely taken over with the idea that he could extort literally through the parents. In other words, that he would use parents to condition. I don't even know what to say. You know, I'm not really a journalist. I'm just someone to whom these people have screwed the life up. And this for their personal gains. So, I don't know how I would even refer to this stuff. How the fuck you go and you condition someone whom you have screwed up no less than 26 years of life. It's going into 27. How do you go and you instruct that you're gonna go against his parents if you're not gonna be nice? What exactly is nice to you when you do something like this to the human being? Okay, my father is invited inside, and he's seated at a chair. We enter inside this office, actually this room where they perform. Room looks like what you see here on the screen, and basically, yeah, they did stuff as I suggested you, in order to make me paranoid, in order to believe that it's all being recorded, that we are recorded, that we are under the surveillance completely, all the time, that we're going to be recorded and this and that. So. I am his son, hello, tra-la-la, I will be with him today. I decided to be with him today because my father even gestured me that he got injections with some kind of medication. He complained about the tooth pain for about 6 months. Too much time passed by without him obtaining attention much needed, in my opinion. And as much as I was certain that attention he gets at this clinic is more than sufficient, I decided to participate this time and see exactly what is going on. Especially because phone calls returned to him when complaining about a tooth pain were like I started to deem completely disregarding. You know, giving him chance to see a dentist like 3 days later and stuff like that. Well, me watching it, you know, just suggesting that he should just take a painkillers instead, that started to really disturb me. I was not happy about that stuff. So I wanted to participate instead of Mom this time to see what is going on here with all this. So we're inside of the office. We interact. This is the dentist I was talking to you. Like I said, I knew her since high school. This clinic was probably finished sometimes in 2001, probably. You know, I did go a little bit too far back. She checked everything, the x-ray, everything. I took father to the x-ray on some other location, and there were no apparent issues with his teeth, dents. It looks healthy, she said.
Mogoče od stole tisto stela gor, zato bomo tisto zgodbo tudi pogledali, če je to problem. Jaz pa pošljemo navodili vaši zdravnici, pa bo naprej ukrepala, ker te drugega ogromne večine, ker tiste, če je zlobci to, ki jih ima zgore, so...
Ni ničesar, da bi bilo.
She said, we did not, we can send you further to a general physician, whatever, but we did not found anything that would be really related to a teeth, something that would be wrong, that would be maybe agitating dents or something like that. Nothing. Even if you take the tooth out, it's questionable if it's going to be any better. This is all what you see here, that I took the photos of this stuff, and I did not took one in the corner, in the upper corner, where they also demonstrated me work inside of the dental office. What she, whom you hear right here, insisted me on that MKH records everything due to quality assurance, to ensure that new employees are doing their best. They are performing according to the standards, according to expectations of the clinic, customers. I did not settle this for. I knew that Vucic is a liar. I knew that Vucic was someone that already through the media in Bosnia, what he does is he acts like he would know certain things. He acts like with the confidence, try to project the confidence. He was always doing this, acting, throughout his entire my knowing him, since day one. It's how they teach him to act, basically. Project through the confidence, lies through the confidence. So I did not really settle this for, but I wanted to give you an idea what kind of paranoia they tried to steer me into.
Se pravi, nobenega gnoja, ničesar ni. Aha, razumem.
Mi nismo videli, mi tlele, jaz kolega, pa še
Aha.
specialist radiolog, nismo več videli.
Razumem.
Okay, myself and my colleagues have not observed anything, any irregularities, anything wrong with your father's teeth denture.
Rok nismo več videli.
Razumem.
Da bi kaj najdel?
Razumem. Ker je pa tako, da ga
Ja,
pritožuje se, da ga da boli, ne?
Ja,
Je hudo
ampak pa nič,
sploh, ne?
ne, sem nič nadaljen.
Yes, I explained her that for me it's hard to see him suffering because he is complaining about pain.
Hudo
Ampak pa nič,
sploh, ne?
ne, sem nič nadaljen.
Tako da jaz gledam, da nekaj ga je zabolelo tam.
She says that nothing is testing his teeth. I said there's something that appears to have him hurt. She says no, whatever.
Gledam, da nekaj ga je zabolelo tam na kaj je.
Zdaj se ga gotovo boli, če boli. To pa boli.
To ga boli.
Ja.
To je vidno, da ga boli.
Direktno ne bo. Nema luk. To boli?
Ampak to je od spodaj, ampak
Ja,
zdaj
ampak veste, kaj bolečine sevajo, ne?
Ja, ampak zdaj, ko ste ga udarila tam, to je bilo zgoraj bolečina. Ne, spodaj ga je udarila.
Ula mi ga zvihtala prav po moje,
Aha.
ker si sem da je prav.
Aha.
Gledam.
Okay, it's like this. She hit father first above. I observed him have pain. Then she hit him also below, and he also had a little pain. A very, very tactical move when you try to get rid of somebody. As I did suggest to her that he did have also pain when she hit him up in a tooth. Immediately she confronted me with, "We will do like I say," while the other guy, also dentist, insisted me that it was not like this, therefore that I have not seen well. My realizing immediately the name of the game, I kept quiet. I was like, okay, that's all. The idea was to stay with the father and see what's going on, and that's precisely what I did. Getting myself in arguments really would sit me outside in a waiting room. Tactical.
To pa torej tam tudi mrtvo vitalno. To lahko kar boli, ne? Ali ste, in to lahko tudi seva, ker vse to področje ožičuje.
She stated that pain is like omnivore, how would I say? It is expanding to all the sides, all directions, including the upper jaw too. Whenever you would be experiencing. Yeah, this is all nerves connected, all through a little bit very much irregular, if you ask me. I must agree with it. I don't know enough, and there's always time to learn more. But there is no time to learn more if you go and you're sitting inside of the waiting room.
Področje ožičujejo tri veje enega živca, ne?
Aha.
Tako da se lahko tudi seva drugam bolečina, ne? Tako da bova zdaj tole, kolega bo zdaj tole počistil, bo dal noter zdravilo, pa bomo pa videli, če bo boljše.
Super.
Explains me, a colleague will clean channels and give some medication inside to see if it's going to be any better.
Zdravilo, pa bomo pa videli, če bo boljše.
Super. Hvala lepa.
What I do is I go, wow, wonderful, that is great, thank you very much. They do take x-ray.
Lokalno bomo pa še naredili.
Prav, da vi tu zdravilo noter dajete, pa odlesen ali kako je to?
Ne zelo pozdravimo, ne?
Pozdravite ga.
Ja.
Okay, I was very much interested in knowing exactly the procedure about what is about to take, because of what I stated earlier. Father claimed that he gets injections, that he gets pushed something inside of his dents every time. Mom, on the other hand, claimed me that he does not get anything. So that's why I'm inside here, and I wanted to really establish what goes on.
Tega bomo zdravili, ne?
Kako ga pa pozdravite, če s tem vprašate, če kakšne lekcije ali...
On ima mrtv ta zob že, zato ne rabi injekcije, ne, ker njega boli obzobje, ko potolčim ga boli kost, ne. Sam živc je pa že mrtev noter, če bi bil zdaj živ, bi on že podskočil, da se ne.
Nerve already is dead inside. It's just to take care the dead tooth.
Da je kakšen kanal še živ, mu damo injekcijo, kar zaprite. Potem pa pač to mrtvino poberemo ven, damo zdravilo, da se lepo razkuži in potem polnimo z eno umetno smolo. To bo kar nekaj.
We disinfect, remove whatever is once the area of the tooth itself, nerves are paralyzed, yeah, and fill area with instead with an artificial not ingredient but with materia, with some, if you want materia or material, artificials, whatever, smaller, I don't know.
Se smola to pomeni.
Ne, tako buta perko, ja.
Aha, razumem.
Mislim, da je najbolj, če se do sedete, bo počakate.
Jaz bom tako.
It would be the best for you to just sit outside inside of the waiting area room, and I respond, you're not going to be standing here, she says, you're not going to do this for so long, this is going to take some time.
Ja.
I tell her, I'm okay, thank you so much.
Vse prav.
And she's very kind. She says, no, in that case, we're gonna be also a little bit entertaining for you, talk to you in a very nice way, she tells me.
A to boste tam zdaj naredili? Aha, slikali. Se pravi 20, ne? Da samo do enega drugega.
Okay, going through this stuff, I'm gonna make like a little update. I think this clinic was actually, went sometimes in 2001, 2002, something like that. She worked for some time, there was another dentist, and along that dentist, started to expand the clinic by hiring more people a little bit later than what I initially expected them. Now, probably we are talking about it's a little bit difficult to coordinate so many people, so many events, and so on and so forth. 2004, 2005, that is more like a Belgrade and this and that. 2006 with this lady here. 2008 probably, I would say. Maybe 2008. The girl that you're not going to even hear her talking, she came here to complete maybe even, you know how old she was? She completed here in Slovenia probably last 2 years of school. So she completed almost. I have to pay more attention to that stuff to calculate. It was so many people involved in this stuff. If the girl, you're not going to hear her talking to, was the one from, it's called Ragovo. They have apartment buildings. If that was the case, then eventually these people might have been here already for some time, and they would go down to see their relatives. That's another possibility too, in these apartment buildings, blocky, we call them blocky. But originally these people were from somewhere this area here, Velika Kladuša, something like that. That's the area we're talking about here. We are talking about this area here, about the mountain, a little bit kind of so area. So we continue with this procedure. Along the way, I'll try to remind myself more about who is what is exactly.
Se pravi, v bistvu zdaj čisto zobne kanale, ne, oziroma korenina, ne. Zdaj mi bomo dali to ven živec.
This gentleman you hear talking right here? Okay, definitely 2017, definitely 2018. I do go and say 2015. Even that he is like behaving almost like according from initial audio recording, almost like somebody who just started, like it's new. I would go with him even to 2012. Really, I would go. These people supposedly the first time I have met when my mom became their client, and that would be in 2018.
Kanal, noter nas je tudi gospoda bolelo malo, oziroma še vse vnetje skupaj, ne.
With none of these people, supposedly we would ever know each other in the past, anytime throughout the life.
Zdaj, imamo možnosti 3. Jaz načeloma to razširim z strojnim širjenjem, ne? Se pravi s temi instrumenti posebni, ki boljše odstranja v bistvu živec ven, ne? In naredijo malo lepši konus, ne, v korenini. Ja. Ampak je za doplačati, ne. To je za 30, se pravi, v bistvu, če imamo za 3 kanale, tu koliko vidim, ne, pa tudi v ustih, bi to je za doplačati 15 evrov po kanalu, ne. Ja. Potem 45 evrov. Ja. In druga varianta je pač
we're gonna clean everything, treat the whole thing with a laser and stuff like this, and fill everything, all the channels, everything we're gonna do. The cost is gonna be 90 euros.
Čiščenje korenskih kanalov tudi laserjem, ne, ki ga jaz načeloma naredim.
The machines you're gonna hear tuk 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 tuk. She got, I understand, literally through this case. That's what I was told. These machines she got them from, I don't know, either Germany or Switzerland, is what I was told back then. When? That's a good question. I think, if you ask me, in 2012 already. That's why I think this gentleman is definitely already was here in 2015, but 2012. Don't know.
Potem tudi 15 evrov po kanalu, ne? Tako da vse skupaj bi bilo 90 evrov za doplačati, ne? Ja, jaz mislim, da je to najboljša varianta. Ti se naredite, ker je najboljši.
I tell a gentleman, a dentist, I tell him, this is a very nice man. I tell him, yeah, I said, I'm fine with it. You please go ahead and do as it fits you best. Actually, what you think is best for him, do it. So, trying to say, cost is not important really, just please do it.
Varianta, ti se naredite, ker je najboljši. Ja, mislim, to je optimalno, oziroma s tem, da dosežemo vse, kar lahko mi naredimo. Kar se da narediti. Aha, razumem.
Whatever it's possible, we'll get it done. So this MK Ultra was actually quite a handy thing for many people. If you realize that it was quite handy to start one, so you could get certain things done too, in respect to modernization of the clinic and so on and so forth. That kind of stuff in this case. But in many other things, it's many other deals that would happen. So the people like this, they would just look forward very much forward to get you drugged up again in another picture. Through this very case, Serbs got the biggest factory to Serbia. It's called Fiat factory. Through this very case, it's how the money technology came to them.
Tole samo delo vaše, ki poteka tole, ki izvajate delo na pacientih, te zadeve se v bistvu vi snemate tole, ne?
Now I do ask about the issue you see here. Basically the issue with which Aleksandar Vucic, now president of Serbia, attempted to brainwash me with. That's actually recording patients. I want to know about what's going on with this stuff. Is it actually that not because I would want to allude something on somebody doing something for somebody from Belgrade, but through idea that he could actually give me some feedback on possibility they would do stuff like this for quality performance purposes, if you like. You understand? For the sake of the quality improvement, for the sake of the workers that perform, to see if they're, if I could at least accomplish this would be a big thing. So I go ahead and I do challenge on that issue. If they're actually doing this for the sake of the self-improvement, recording patients, video recording.
To na video posnetkih, ko se dela, ni to sama ordinacija, te stvari izvaja. Volje kvaliteto dela, kot mi je bilo rečeno, ni tega. Aha.
He says no. He says depends on the patients. Okay, the girl that is inside tells me it's a beautiful redhead. Okay, this redhead definitely was involved already inside of this clinic. She was the one, she was hired first. She was hired in 2006 and sometimes in 2008. The other girl I stated, the one you don't hear much, was also hired. So that's why I know 100% positive what I stated. You understand? 100% positive. Okay, if the patient gives if the patient agrees, if the patient gives a permission, if the patient gives her consensus to be video recorded, yes.
Samo za privolitvijo.
So there something is about this stuff. You can't say that this stuff was not done about it. But I'm not interested in that. I commend physicians, dentists, everyone out there that are doing this for the sake of the quality purposes, quality assurance, self-improvement. I commend that. That's a virtue. That's a must, I think. What bothers me is that a lunatic, a chetnik, you see here, have used that type of issue against me with idea to incite me into paranoia on how he controls everything from Belgrade, on how he sees every step I make, on how he can do with me anything he wants to do. That's the stuff somehow I don't go along with.
A to je pa res. Ampak imate pa tak instrument, imate te kamere noter v temu, da se snema tole, a ne?
I push a little further and I ask about these lights, if they do have an instrument in it that can actually do something like that, and they say no.
Da se snema tole, a ne? Ne. Aha.
Both girls are really, really nice, and I am very, very pleased to meet them. I'm just really, really happy, and this doctor is very nice. Dentist, I mean. These are very nice young professionals. Anybody would want to have around. They are very pleasant. This is a very pleasant atmosphere. It's a very pleasant young personnel, helpful, kind people.
Veste, kar tu se vleče 6 mesecev, zaradi tega že mene začelo bolj, ko ga samo vidim, kako ga boli.
This recording was shortened from 1 hour and 10 minutes, something like that. I already posted the original recording in Slovenian language. To what you see here is no more than 14 minute long piece. So you're gonna hear me saying stuff that does not really make sense when comparing the words. Now I'm talking about something else here, about how he suffers this pain already for so long, and I already started to have pain because of his pain. It hurts me already, and so on. And the dentist says, yeah, this is the tooth below. It's not the upper tooth. It's a tooth below.
Pa tole tukaj, ki imate, to je pa samo lučka, ali se je tole? Aha, to je lučka pravka. Aha. Ja, tak reflektor, ne?
Čutite kaj drugače? Čutite kaj drugače za tole?
Do you feel any different? Do you feel any difference, sir? The dentist asks my father.
Kako se počutiš, povej?
How do you feel that? No, my dad loves to leave his hearing aid rather outside of his ears, not properly either attached, placed inside of his ear channel, oftentimes also with depleted battery and all kinds of issues. Sometimes does not even feel like he wants to answer whatever, but we are the dentists right now, and these people have stuff to do. So I asked my father to please cooperate.
Se počutiš, imaš kakšne mravljinčke, imaš kaj?
Do you have this? Do you have that? I asked him.
Kaj zmrgoli not?
I basically repeat him the questions from the dentist. Oh, this is already a doctor's now asking you.
Čutite kaj drugače tole?
On ima problem z slušnim aparatom, tam, če ga ima not,
It's a yeah, the hearing aid problem, this and that. It will be the best to give this now this COVID-19 facial protection mask, just to remove one temporary down.
Čutite kaj drugače, gospod?
Slišiš, kaj te sprašuje, gospod?
Then I say, please cooperate, father.
Čutiš kaj? Moraš opisati malo, moraš malo povedati.
I want him to be mentally present, basically. You have to stimulate him. I ask him to please go and give some description on how you feel. How do you feel? How is this? Do you have some of this, some of that? What do you feel exactly now? Tell us.
Ісус,
cut the tape, go to another portion of the tape. Like I said, it goes along very well. These people are very professional. I said, your doctress, this beautiful doctor, she's still very beautiful, you know. I said, this is the main one. I said, this one is in charge of everything. From what I remember, she's been here from very beginning, and they say yes. How not? From first day, and the guys say, yep. From the beginning, they had somebody else doing something, and she was next to that. She was actually even somewhere else, if I completely remember, for a short period, and then she would come to this clinic and work along whoever that person was, and so on. Downstairs, okay, downstairs at this building, I told them, you do have a wardrobe, you have a lockers, basically, right? That's where you go and you change your clothing. Is that right? And he goes, no, we have this upstairs. Well, I tell him, that's something new, because from what I can recall in the past, when I would come together with these employees, these people liked me a lot. I couldn't figure out, for the hell of it, I couldn't figure out why they were so nice, you know. At times they stressed hell, and most of the time they would be nice, you know, and they would bring me, and we would go inside of these locker rooms downstairs, right, and they would prepare themselves, change themselves clothes, and they would always tell me, you know, Sebastian, you know, you have to be more serious, you know, you have to, I don't know, these people thought like I'm a child or something like that, childish or whatever, you know, I'm not taking seriously, whatever, you have to be more serious, you have to, you know, we do this, we do that, and I was asking myself, what the hell are you so scared about, man? I understand you're going at work and stuff like this, but come on, man, cheer up, cheer up. I had some good times with these people. So that this guy would not know they have lockers downstairs, the girls do. The two girls do know. And that means that, yeah, really, 2015 I give him, alright? I ain't gonna go and risk another 3 years. Okay, I give him 2015. Yeah. Even that something holds me that I would even say 2013. But I go with the 2015. Alright, so yeah, they used to have lockers downstairs. And very beautiful for that matter too. This is very, very elegant, this whole place. Yeah, about the lockers downstairs, I read, this is true. It would be those first employees that would know. Yeah. And of course, myself. There's some people renting also.
Aha, ampak tam so v glavnem garderoba, ne, vi se tam preoblečete, preden pridete tukaj gor,
mi imamo tukaj garderobe.
Tukaj imate? Zdaj? Pa se je to spremenilo, ne?
She says, now? Oh, I see, so this changed then in that case, am I correct?
Ne, vi se tam preoblečete, preden pridete
Ne, mi imamo tukaj garderobe.
Tukaj imate? Zdaj? Pa se je to spremenilo, ne? Bilo pa je tako, ne?
She said that she would not know, that's what she says. Okay. It was like that.
Ja, jaz se spomnim lastnikov te hiše, še pred je bila tukaj ordinacija.
I tell that I know before this place was even here. I know the owners of the people. I told you about the parents already. what about the tenants? Okay, what about the tenant side? Tenants. Tenants is like this. Tenants, a young couple. Those are tenants. But then there is another guy. I am gonna go and talk and ask about the tenants some other time. If she will, of course, be willing to give me an answers. Talking about the lady owner of this place, dentist, the main boss. And if not, because this is out of goodwill, basically, and I'm thankful. Okay, so let's continue with this.
Ministru iz malo skupilo te. Ali so bili kakšni drugi še tukaj?
Pošteno povedano, tega se pa ne bi spomnil, koga se odkupila.
Yeah, the lady outside, it is. She was the one who sold this property. A parcel. Very expensive. Man, this was a very, very expensive. I kind of almost protested. They're so small and so expensive. I am trying to calculate the amount of money these people have paid for this place. We're gonna go with a translation along, and I'm gonna look for something else. I will try to tell you exactly how much they paid for it. Let me see if I can do this.
Je pa bilo to tako daleč nazaj, tole, ki ste vi zdaj omenila, da bi morali vedeti tu v eno, ne vem, 96 letu, kaj tazga. Tako daleč bi to šlo pa.
I say this purchase, this stuff, this went to a year 96. I tell her, and she says I would not know.
Omenila, da bi morali vedeti tu v eno, ne vem, 96 letu, kaj tazga. Tako daleč bi to šlo pa.
Now I go very, very far back in time, you know. Think about what I state right now. I go no less than 25 years back in time. Oh, that's kind of scary. That time, supposedly, like I stated, I was in the US, where I came in 1994. Between 1994 and almost, well, August 2006, I never ever supposedly was in Europe.
Oziroma, a ne bi rekel 96, rekel pa bi, da tam eno 98 nekaj tazga bi pa bilo. Ker se mora tudi šolo končati.
These people paid for this parcel, I estimate at the time, about 60,000 euros. Okay? That's between like something like 75,000 US dollars. When turned into euros, I believe they paid about 60,000. That's my estimation. And not much less. 55,000, between 55 to 60,000 euros they paid for this parcel. Something like that. I think might have been even talk about 45 or something, but I'm pretty damn sure that 45, 50, I go with number 60,000 for this parcel. And we are talking here about a year, 1990, probably 7, something like this. I will go to 50,000 euros. I think it was psychiatrist Peter Kapsch who told me 45,000, 50,000, something like this. So I'll go with low amount of between 50 to 55,000, and if I get the chance next time to ask her, just for the heck of a, I will just do that. 50 to 55,000 euros, and I'll post you an answer if she will be willing to answer me this question. All right, let's go.
Se pravi, vi stani...
Vi stani 19, 20 pa 125.
Prav medijo Buhari, ne?
Because he told me it was so good, so cheap, so this, so that. Now, wow, forget it, he was like this.
To, kar je ostalega, naprej se boste vi starci za me dogovarjali, ne?
Ja, ja.
1 uro, te nič ne je.
Okay, you were able to heal the machines I was talking about. This is like stepping on the pedals. I did not take any kind of fault or anything like this. Let me see that. That looks like he would step like on the pedals. This is like a, oh, there you go. There you have it. Something like that. More or less, that's what it looks like. That's the stuff I was talking about. She would go eventually to get them either from Switzerland or Germany. I think eventually she got them from Germany. But it could be Switzerland. Oh, you see this? This is what he is using to get the job done. These are actually very neat, very sophisticated machines, and it was a really good price and stuff and this and that. And she has a lot of clients because it's a really good clinic. I do recommend this place despite her breaking me my tooth. At least she's an honest tooth breaker or whatever. Okay, let's go back.
Najlepša hvala vam, zdravnica.
Okay, I thank them very much. My father is now, at this time, he is fixed. They put him together. We are about to go out of the office, and I'm determined to do something to her.
Zdravnica.
Thank you very much, doctors.
Imate pa maskico, gospod Avseč, še maskico?
Maskico imamo po mojem že. Jaz da razgledal takoj.
Tole, ja.
Kar daj, kulerno.
I put father's mask back on his face, and we go out of the room, but not before I tell her this.
Super.
Najlepša hvala.
Lep dan še naprej. Adijo.
Hvala lepa.
Thank you very much. My father, thank you very much. We go out.
Najlepšimi sestrami in z najlepšo zdravnico. Hvala lepa, Julia.
Leaving a dental office with a most beautiful dental nurses, technicians if you like, with the most beautiful dentist, and everybody is laughing. They know me very well. So that's all there is to it. I want to thank these people, all of them, not only to a dentist, and please no hard feelings from my side. This is just the way I pursue my things. It kind of fulfilled me to meet these people. That's a good thing. And I'm going to claim this as another MK Ultra proof. Indeed, the Harvey Norman, that's a big ass store right across the street. You were able to see that thing appeared over there sometimes, in my head at least, like in 2003, something like that. If I already have to give out the blah blah, which I don't like to, without caching something. I don't like doing this stuff. But alright. Don't worry, I got some other stuff in the sleeve if somebody wants to know more about the Harvey Norman. That too. That's all I wanted to say. Date and time, of course, of today. I don't even trust my own computer when you come in consideration. Dear viewers, this is the day, March the 30th, 2021, and the time, look at that, right there. Thanks for watching this video. Till next time.